Good morning. This is Lori from the Paint Girly channel. I have my mouth full, having a little breakfast, as you can see. I'm coming on early today because I didn't see the Mariotier on. She's usually on till 10 Eastern. I didn't see her anywhere, so I thought I would pop on early. So I'm just preparing some tags that I thought I would work on this morning. And I'm making my own. I know I have black tags somewhere. And I think I have the manila colored tags. But I don't have any white. And I was thinking I'd like to have white for this project because I was inspired by a video I watched. Of course, I don't remember who that is, but I'm going to look at my history and then put that in my description box. So if anybody wants to watch this gal do her tags, they can watch her. So all I did was just take some white cardstock. This is not 110. I think this is what is the regular weight, like a 60 pound? And I just cut them 3 by 6 because that's what size this number 10, this black one is. And then I don't have the handy little corner thing to do the angles, and I never get them right. So I just use another tag really as a guide. And normally I don't mark where that hole is, but I'm marking it today because I kind of want them to be, normal looking. And not cattywampus. So this really has only taken me a few minutes. To fix me up some tags. And of course you could do this with whatever color cardstock you might have sitting around. All right, so I'm going to put that over there. And I'm going to get out my handy dandy hole puncher. I've been gathering little bits of stuff that I might like to use on the tag. All right, so I've got my coffee here. And yummy. That first sip of coffee in the morning, right? I guess it's the same for the tea lovers. All right, let me see if I can I've got the silicone mat down to alleviate the glare that my camera picks up from my glass mat. And everything just really kind of sticks to this. All right. So get rid of those little bits. All right, so I'm ready to rock and roll. Maybe by the time somebody pops in, I'll be ready. Wouldn't that be nice? All right, I'm just throwing some rubble that I have here out of the way. I also watched a video by, oh gosh, I never remember this gal's name. I think it might be Natasha from Treasure Books. I don't know. She has so many amazing ideas, and she sounds so adorable. But I watched part of a video that she, I think it just came out like maybe a week ago, where she was making her own ephemera. Hey, good morning, Marty. Nice to see you. I was just talking about, I'm pretty sure it's Natasha. You girls probably know. If I have it wrong, please tell me. From Treasure Books. and she was making ephemera, and she with tea bags, and she came up with this really cool idea. Well, guess what? You know, Lori has to get her little fist in there and try it. Now, I didn't watch the whole video, so I'm only going to use what I think she did. But she had these bigger tea bags, which we don't really use. Oh, I'm going to need a bigger piece of paper than what I have here. Let's see, what do I have here that I can use to, I'll use this. I just want to, this is a Kathy Arbor little design here. I want to save these little tea leaves to put on my plants. I just hate throwing stuff out. I don't know. I have issues, as we all know. Anyway, I'm going to call her Natasha until I know otherwise. I think Natasha, she uses these bigger tea bags, and you can use smaller. But basically what she did was she took, hey, good morning, Gail. She took, oh, Gail, you'll know, the gal on Treasure Books. Is she Natasha? Is that her name? Anyway, she was taking, say, like a print or a picture from a napkin, or what else did she use? I think she mostly used napkins or tissue paper. Yes, Natasha. Thank you, Marty. And she took a piece of wax paper, I think, and glued that down with your like golden matte medium. Oh, you don't watch that one? Oh, Gail, I think you would enjoy her. Good morning, Joni. Happy Friday. Treasure Books, Gail. I think you will like it. She has a lot of really cool ideas. And then what she did was she took a tea bag and put it on top and put more of the medium and then scrunched up her edges. And then I think eventually she was going to peel it off and use it for ephemera. I think it came out like 9 days ago. I'm on to get her notifications. So I got myself some of these larger tea bags. Like I have the regular size. I have a tub of regular size tea bags. If you don't have a supply of tea bags, I would encourage you to do that because they are really cool. You can crumple them up and make little buds and flowers. You can stamp on them. You know, I mean, there's just tons of stuff you can do with them and makes your journal pages or whatever, you know, really look cool. But I wanted some bigger ones like Natasha had. So these are just brewed two of these. And I was thinking about getting, this was a while ago, some tea bags like from Amazon where you can they don't have the tea in them. And you can use them to paint on and do all kinds of stuff. Man, you get so darn many. Thank you, Marty. And then I was watching this other gal who I don't know who she is. I'm going to go back and look at my history. I'm thinking, how can I remember who these people are? And then it occurred to me, oh, dope, look at your history. So I'll look at my history. But she was doing tags, and she was using Timmy tissue and the Tim Holtz glazes like we did on my last Kimberly, good morning. The last live that I did. So we're going to do a combo. I'm going to do a combo this morning because I just have these ideas aggravating my brain. So I'm on early because I don't believe Mary was on this morning. I hope I'm not overlapping. But I looked and looked and looked and I couldn't find a notification, and I don't think she's on, so I popped on early. So we'll see how it goes. All right, so I don't have like this one gal that I watched. She had the Timmy tags, and I'm sure they're heavier. They're probably a 110 cardstock, but I'm just using regular 60-pound cardstock here, and I cut them 3 by 6. And I had my little sample tag here where I just set it on my 3 by 6, cut my angles, and now I'm going to punch my holes. I marked the holes just so they would, look nice. So I'm going to use my little chimper chomper here if I can get it. I need to get it lined up a little better. And then I'm going to get going because I have my own reinforcements. Oh my gosh, I cannot even see that anymore. Okay, like my eyes are getting so old. So how is everyone? I hope you're all well. Oh, that looks like that could be sharpened. Let me just punch these. I could put them all together and punch them all at once. Wouldn't that be clever? Oh, let's do. Now, I don't know how many of these I'm going to. Okay, so I'm rambling. I watched, there's Journey. Oh, good morning. Good morning, Journey. Journey and I were chatting yesterday. Good segue. And maybe Marty and Gail can get on this. I discovered that Journey has an Etsy shop. She opened it up 2 weeks ago. I have not been able to find it still, Journey. I just looked this morning on my PC. I don't know why. Does anybody else have trouble with Etsy finding specific shops? Like when you go in there, not a specific like item you want to maybe purchase or look at, but to find someone's actual shop, I have a hard time. Anyway, I want to put Journey's link in my description box, but if you girls can, as you're sitting and watching, if you can find Journey's Etsy shop and put it in, that would be great. This is what it's called. Let's see. Let me find a marker. Maybe a pen. Let's get a pen. It's called, there's Carol. Good morning. Journey, Journeys Scraps, SCRAPS. Journeys Scraps. Right, Journey? I have that right. Correct? Right, Marty? It's not just me, right? I don't know why Etsy makes it so difficult for us to find people. I mean, I had a heck of a time finding Rosemary initially and Johnny, all those girls. So if anybody can find that and link it into chat, that would be Fabaruni. And then if we can't find it, I will find it. And I'll put it in my description box because we want to support our friends in whatever genre they're using, right? All right, so this gal that I was watching was doing tags and she was using Timmy tissue. So Lori had to go on Amazon and see what tissue she was using, and lo and behold, there are these 3 tissues that I didn't know, existed. So this one's called, it's just called, Collage Paper Composer. This one is called Entomology. How do you like that for this early in the morning? And this one is called Botanico. And all she did was take a piece of her Timmy tissue. Now look at this. See how they come where this plastic. Oh, good. Carol found her right away. Carol, you're a wizard. That's wonderful. She found her. And there, Gail's got it. She found her. Having some Mercurtroy. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Well, I don't know. Well, that could be Journey, but you would think, hey, Connie Dunn, good morning. Happy Friday to you. Look, so they just, instead of sealing it, they just tuck the ends in. And look, you have this fabulous piece of nice plastic that you can then use in something else. Okay, am I sick? I'm saving my trash. All right, so all this gal did was she just took her tag, and she took a piece of tissue, and then she just put it like where she thinks, she'd like it to, her design. She was more particular about her design than I think I'm going to be. I think I'm going to just, I kind of like that bug. I think I'm just going to whack it like right here. Maybe a little bit. So I'm just going to fold for the sake of making things easy on myself. I'm just going to fold this here, and then I'm going to cut it. You have a shop too? Oh, let's put in Carol's, please. I have the shop too. Mine's shut down right now, but I've got to get going on that. So yes, Carol, Carol, I don't know. I don't think I have you as a mod. I can't do it from here. I'm back on StreamYard because my brain has not been able to fully engage with OBS. But if Gail or Marty doesn't mind, let's put Carol's shop in. All right, so I'm just going to cut this little portion here. Okay, Gail will get it. Thank you, sweetie. These girls are so good to me. Okay, so there's a little piece of that. We'll have a little piece of that and a little piece of this. All right, so that's one. And then this guy, let's have a look at this one. This is the Botanical. Yeah, and if we have any tips with each other from Etsy, like I was saying to Journey, gal that I used to interact with at my co-op, she had told me, if you have at least 50 items in your shop, it makes a big difference. And I did start to see a difference, an interest, and a few purchases. Now, this is kind of big for a small tag, but you know what? I think it's still going to look cool. So if there are any other tips that we could share with one another to be successful, that would be good too. Because let's face it, I mean, the internet is a big place and there is room for all of us. All right, so I'm going to fold that. Okay. And sometimes even you might see something like with my sisters, I might see something or they see something that I'm not necessarily interested in but I think they might be, and then you share it, right? It's all about traffic and the algorithms. All right, so I'm going to pop that one back, and then this one is called the Composer. Let's get a piece of this. Now this gal, I'm going to call her Artisan. This Artisan that I looked at the other day, I was going to go back and check my history, and then I saw that I didn't see Mary on, and I decided to pop on sooner than I was ready. So I didn't get to look at my history. I left my phone in the other room. Journey was good. You know what? I fell asleep. I didn't go either. I mean, I just tuned in for a second, and I don't know. I still have my headache. I don't want to get talking about medical things. But I'm just beat. I'm just worn out and tired. That's just what it is. Just worn out and tired. All right, now I do also own a couple other Timmy tissues. So I'm going to pull them out. It used to be, oh gosh, who was it? I don't think it was AC Moore. It might have been, was it Michael's? Every once in a while I would look into some Tim Holtz products at a really great price. I guess because they were clearing it out or whatever. And I was able to get some of the tissues this way. I don't even know what this one's called because I don't think I saved the tube. But this, of course, is not black and white. But I'm going to see how this looks even so. So it's ripped right there. So I'm just going to, that was not good. I'm going to rip off a chunk of that one. Connie woke up in time for Amanda's Fidgies. Yeah, I haven't wrapped my brain around. I have a set of those, but well, not all of them. I think I got a set of one of the little ones, but I haven't wrapped my brain around how I'm going to use it. Now these, of course, this tissue paper is a little more intense, and of course it's got a lot of color. But I'm going to go ahead and use this too. So the idea is you take your tissue and then you just put it down on your substrate. All right, so let's work with those. Now, this one I might do a little different. We'll see. All right, so I want something underneath me to keep my mat from getting too terribly yucked up. Hey, good morning, Jacqueline. Nice to see you. I feel like I got me a sneeze coming on. All right, I got white on white. How terrible is that? That's probably pretty bad, isn't it? All right, so let me keep my hand here. Let's see, I need some kind of collage medium. That's textured paste. Where do I have my... Well, this is the easiest thing. This is golden matte medium in here. Right, thanks, Carol. I think Marty got... Did we get Carol's? Is she talking about herself? Oh, she can't find Carol? I'll find you though, Carol, and I'll get it and I'll put it in my description box too. She wrote it out. I don't have my phone here. And let's see, wait a minute. If I go from, okay, if I open a new, I'm so bad at this computer stuff. I was saying to Journey, if I could just make stuff and not have to deal with the taking the pictures and uploading stuff, you know, I wish I could get somebody that would help me with that jazz so I didn't have to do it. Okay, so now I want to go to, I'm going to go to YouTube. Let me see. Okay. If I go to, Carol, I'm just going to make you a sub. If I go to YouTube, and I think I think this is the way I do it. And, oh, geez, I don't even come up. My own channel, and I don't even come up. How sad is that? All right, so there I am live. And I don't know if this is how I do it. This is how I do it. Right, so oh, look, now we got double sound. Let me find Carol real quick. And I don't know if this is how I do it. This is how I do it. All right. Oh, look, now we got double sound. Let me find Carol. Okay. Okay, now I want to make sure I shut. All right, Carol, I made you a mod, I believe. So maybe you could put your link in for us. Would be fabulous. Okay, grabbing a glue brush. Yeah, it just was for a second, Marty, because I had opened YouTube and to make Carol a mod. So you shouldn't have an echo anymore. You're welcome, Carol. My pleasure. Okay. All right. So I'm going to just use what's in my little glue thingamabob. Okay, honey. You got my letters? Thanks, sweetie. All right, hubby's gonna go. A couple hours. All right, hon. Hubby's gonna go do some errands. All right, so I'm gonna put a little bit of mine. Now let me move myself up here. It looks like I'm down on the way down. Now I'm going all the way up to the top of my tag here because I'm going to cover the whole thing, and then I've got little reinforcement doohickeys that I'm going to use at the top. All right. So I'm just painting on my golden matte medium. Now this is going to take a few minutes to dry, but I can always hit it with my heat gun. Now this one I tore instead of being gentle. I kind of manhandled this one. So I got a little bit of white at the bottom, but I'll deal with that. I'll deal with that later. All right, now to find a place to sit the stuff to let it dry. So if you're just joining us, welcome, welcome. Good morning, good morning. Oh, I could go this way. And I cut out this morning some tags on white cardstock, just 60 pound, or whatever the normal is, 60, 62, whatever. And they're 3x6. And then I cut off my angled my corners, punched my hole. Now I'm painting on some golden matte medium, and I'm so chinchy with my product, I can't see my tag. Well, this Timmy tissue paper is 6 inches, but I want to get it at the top. So you don't have much wiggle room there, and Lori did not leave herself much wiggle room side to side either because she's cheap. I hate to waste product. Now, you probably don't want to manhandle this too much. Look, I got it on crooked again. Maybe you should do it this way. Ooh. I'm just having a hard time seeing. I can always trim the bottom of my card. Lovely Malaya. Hi, good morning, Malaya. We were talking about people that we know that have Etsy shops that we may not know who have Etsy shops. Malaya, do you have one? Okay, what's Carol saying? Should I make a handle? I don't know what you mean by make a handle, but we're talking about Etsy shop owners, or I don't care if you have a YouTube channel too, and the girls that are mods here can put that in. That's that's swell too. But we were talking about Journey opening an Etsy shop a couple weeks ago, and it's called Journey's Scraps, double S in the middle. And my shop right now is closed. I'm hoping to reopen, but okay, the Chadwick Rose. Oh, all right. Maybe the girls can find you. And then Malaya, we were saying it's hard to find people at times on Etsy. It just seems like I have yet to still be able to find Journey's shop. Now, Gail found her right away. I mean, I typed it in just the way that Journey told me. So if somebody can put a Malaya shop, that would be good too. You know, we're just trying to be aware of, especially gals in our circle of artisans. We should be aware of who has what, right? So then if somebody wants, let's say, a caboodle, we can say, yeah, Rosemary. Or if somebody wants, I don't know what all Journey has in her shop, but I know she's got some retro magazines. You know, if somebody wants an art doll shop or a cut scissor paste or something, you know who to contact. You know what I'm saying? Like Carol's. If you want some original art, to go to, to say to somebody, oh, you can go to this gal's channel, The Magical Touch. Okay, so now this, all right, this is going to have to go this way because I wanted that bug at the bottom, but he's going to have to be there. So I'm just setting up these tags, which I'm inspired by a video I watched, which I'll put in my description box. I'm just calling the gal the artisan because it's terrible. I just didn't have time to find her before I came on. But I watched it the other day. I don't know. I guess these things pop up in my, because of things I search for. Malaya, you do a lot of selling on your channel too. Okay, that's good to know. 20 to 30 things you're selling before you list them in my store. Oh, cool. Okay, cool. Excellente. All right, so now I'm putting more of the medium on top of the tissue. Whoop. All right. Of course, I haven't done this before. So, and Laura, good morning, good morning. Oh, here's the other thing. See, now Anne makes me think of this. Because Anne, of course, has a channel, and she and Carol sometimes, well, quite often are working together, which is cool. And, but they do stuff on their own as well. But Anne also opens up a room on Thursdays where you can just go in and chat and art. And so I wanted to do something similar, but maybe late afternoon into early evening. Of course, that's been kind of put on the back burner because I just haven't fell up to it. But I wanted to try it on Zoom. So if you're interested and would like to have the Zoom information when I'm ready to go on Zoom and open it up for us to just come in and chat and work together, leave me a message here or send me a message on Instagram. I'm Paint Girly on Instagram as well. And I will fit you in. I'm going to probably do a messenger list. I'm going to call it Zoom Me In, Paint Girly. So I know where to send the notifications, like when, okay, I'm going to Zoom in, 30 minutes. And then if anybody wants to pop in and out. So if you can let me know, I can do email, I can do messenger, and then of course there should be something on Instagram too, right? That I can send out like group messages. So I'm going to just see how it works. Because like the other night, I really felt like, not recording, not going live. I just wanted to work on some stuff. My hubby was doing something. I forget. I don't know. And I think I can figure out the Zoom thing. But I didn't know how to notify anybody. So I didn't do it. All right. So now this one, I think I'm going to do this one kind of inspired by Natasha from Treasure Books last video. And I'm just tearing this piece of Timmy tissue. I don't know where I'll put that on my coffee cup. I want rough edges. I don't want it straight so much. placement. I'm just going to glue this down. Now this is just a takeoff of what I only watched part of Treasure. Oh, that's way too much, Lori. Treasure Books video where she's using tea bags to make a samoa. And she puts down, of course, she was working on a piece of like, I'm going to guess and say it was wax paper, something like that. Something that you can pull off once you glue something down. And then she puts her tea bag on top. Boop, 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 you know. And so I'm going to see how it works on this tag. And I'll clean up my little bottle here. Gail, you must be very popular. So unless Gail's PC is on, she doesn't get the notifications. Yeah. There is Miss Janice Klein. Good morning, Janice. Yes, Etsy's search engine stinks for sure. Okay, I know I missed some stuff in chat. So if anybody needs for me to see something, caps is wonderful. Just go ahead and put it in caps. It won't be taken offensively. All right, so I've got this tag. I'm going to use my heat gun. And I'm going to start drying my surfaces here so we can get going on some of these. Certainly, we're not going to get to all of them. I'm just going to see if I can get a couple to dry. I should have done this ahead of time, but I didn't. I didn't. So I want to get this dry enough where I can now then use other products on top. I'm kind of excited to try this one. And like Katie says, that's Katie Willingham. If you don't know her, you want to check out her channel. I got that kind of crooked, I think, but it'll be okay. You don't want it to be cool to the touch. If it's cool to the touch, it's still wet. So I'm going to flip some of these. I feel bad not calling the one gal that I watched by name. Excuse me. But I have no memory of who she is. And I think probably because I was looking up the different glazes, the Tim Holtz Ranger product glaze, the video popped up. I didn't glue that one down so good. So we'll put that one aside. This one, I think this one's pretty good. Now I'm going to need some other stuff on this one. Okay. All right, Gail. I'll see you later. Hope you have a good cracking. She's got to get cracking. Thanks for being here, Gail. I appreciate it so much. You have a good day. Kathy Arbor, good morning, good morning. Okay, so I've got my tags here. They're getting a little curled up, but that's okay. I think this one's still a little damp. All right, so I think the first thing I want to address is this one here where I just have a portion of the colored tissue paper on. And then I want to grab one of my emery boards. And I know this tends to make a horrible noise, but I'm just going to sand. Now you can cut this, but I like to sand it because I really like the finish, you know, the edge that it gives. Now, and this, I could have used heavier cardstock. I don't know that I have any white 110, and I wanted white, so that's why I'm using just regular weight cardstock. And if this doesn't flatten out for me, you know what? I'm just going to flip it over and use my iron and iron it flat. You know what? I have no problems ironing paper. Love it. All right, so I'm going to grab, here's my black StazOn. So I'm going to grab this and a couple of stamps, and I'm going to mimic what I have here. This is the Timmy tissue. That's the black and white. But I'm going to mimic around the, now this is Timmy tissue as well, but I just tore out a portion that has that flower on it, right? So I've got a couple of stamps here. Let's see, I've got this butterfly. And I'm not really too concerned. I don't think I am too concerned about how dark of an impression I make, because I kind of want it to look similar to this, just because I can, and because I like the way it looks. And I don't know that I need the whole butterfly, so I'm going to offset that a little bit and press. Okay. And I've got another portion of the wing I'm going to put down here. And that'll work. And then I always keep some stamps in my drawer to the left of me. I don't know what that one is. I don't think I want to use that one. So I should have some kind of text. I do love my text. This is some kind of crazy script. Not text, like script. So I'm going to throw some of this on. Now, can you see what I'm doing? I'm just filling in this white space with little bits of whatever I have sitting around. Let's see. Now I've got some dots. Just some of these little dots. And I'm using the StazOn because it's not supposed to, you know, move when I put other product on it. So now where I have some more white spots, I'm just going in and filling in with my little dotter. All right. Now I'm inspired to do this tag because Natasha from Treasure Books was doing, and check her out. I'll put it in the description box when I, you know, do my thumbnail and all that jazz for this stream. But she just released a video where she takes tea bags. She takes an image like this one, a piece of tissue, and puts it down on a piece of waxed paper, I think, or like freezer paper, I think would work too, because it's got that slick side. Glues it down, and then she takes a piece of tea bag and she put it on, put more of the matte medium or her gel. And then I think once it dried, she peels it up, and then she can use the whole unit as ephemera wherever she wants. But I thought, well, I have this Timmy tissue paper that has the colors. Why not try the tea bag on top of that? But what I want to do now is, I think I want to ink my edges. So let's see where Lori put her vintage photo. Oh, that's wonderful. I can't always find where I put it. Kathy's here. Good morning, Kathy. Nice to see you. All right, so I'm going to take my, oh, you know what else I want to do? I want to put my little reinforcement circle on there. Oh, I thought these were real white. These aren't real white. Whoop. Well, that fell face side down. I don't know if that's going to stick real well. I can add extra glue. We'll see. I thought these were real white. I know I have real white ones other places. But I'm just going to do that for now. All right, watch your video with Emerson. Oh, Kathy had a video with Emerson. Somebody asked Kathy about echo dyeing. I've done some echo dyeing myself. I like what I've accomplished, but let's face it, it's not as good as, you know, the experts. But what Kathy Arbor does, she says she only does the, hey, Dana, good morning. She only does the fake, but you know what? It doesn't look fake. I mean, if you haven't ever watched Kathy running those flowers and weeds, if you will, I'm sorry, some of them are weeds. She'll tell you they're weeds. The way she lays them out on the paper and she runs them through, or she spritzes, you know, some of her, different sprays. Oh my gosh, they're so beautiful when they're done. All right, so for this tag, I'm just going to, is that annoying? That sounds probably annoying. Now, I might not need to do this because I'm going to put my tea bag on top. Natasha Treasure Book style. Might not need to do that, but I am. Now, the other thing is, too, I think I want to put a little more color because this is a colored piece of tissue paper that has color. I want to put a little more color around the rest of this tag just because for my eye, when I look at it, that's what I'm thinking, you know, I want to do. So I'm going to pull out my distress crayons. And I'm going to pick out a few colors that are in is my camera okay, or could I feel like I'm far away and you can't really see what I'm doing. So I have oh, Rusty Hinge. That really doesn't look too, I thought Rusty Hinge was redder. Okay, I'm going to take out my Rusty Hinge. And I've got a little bit of peachy orange in here. Let's see. This one is Crackling Campfire. I think I like that. And, of course, a vintage photo. Camera is good. Thanks, Kathy. Let's see here. I think that's a little too orange. I don't think. Dried marigold. Well, let's try a little bit of that. Okay. So now these crayons, as probably most of you know that are here, but for the replayers, some of them may not know. These crayons, you can rub them down, like say on a glass surface, put a wet brush into them and paint them on. You can put them on and smudge them with your finger, which is what I'm going to try first. You also can put them on and take a baby wipe and smudge them You can do a lot of things with them, okay? They're really kind of Faberuni. I like that color. So I'm just lightly going to go around, add some of these different colors. I'm going to put my vintage photo around the edges. Darken up those spots. And there's our Barbara. Good morning, good morning. And what didn't I use? The rusty hinge? Yeah, I used that. Let's see. Let's add some of this dried marigold. Didn't even know I had that. Dried marigold. I think I wanted to spread a little bit more. So I'm going to get out. Let me try my... And it all depends on what kind of look you want, right? Hey, good afternoon. I think it might be Nettie. Good day, Nettie. So I'm just going to take a clean baby wipe, and I'm going to start with my lighter colors. This is an old ceramic trick. Start with my lighter color and smudge, and then I'm going to start to smudge my darker colors. And then I'm going to go into my vintage photo. That's my darkest. Now I could use different areas of the baby wipe too. You know, there's that. Now, isn't that funny? Look, I've got something down there where the color didn't... What did I get on that tag? Where that color didn't take. Isn't that funny? Funny. All right, so now I'm going to dry that just a little bit. Flatten out my tag a little. Now, I don't know how this is going to look, because this isn't really what Natasha did, but I got the idea from watching a little bit of her one video. So this is a big old tea bag. I'm going to come in here and I'm going to glue that on. Okay, so Janice has to go to work. Okay, sweetie, bye-bye. Have a great day. It's Friday. All right, so I'm going to take some more of my golden matte medium, which is what I keep to use as glue. I don't want any extra moisture in my glue brush, so I'm going to dry that off on a paper towel. And I'm going to put some of my, I think, matte medium on here. And I'm going to just move that around. Now see, my stays on ink is not moving, which is great. And if the other stuff moves, it's okay, because I mushed it, right? So I'm going to put down my tea bag, and then I'm going to add more of the medium. I probably should have done this before I put my little circle-y thing on, my little reinforcer, but I can put another one on. So I'm trying to get that out to the edge. And if that picks up on the edges, that might look cool too. Like when Natasha does her project, she smushes the edges in. But then see, she peels it off and uses it as an individual. I'm not really paying attention to chat. Kathy, do you have videos on your way of eco-dyeing? Oh yeah, she does. She does. They're really great. And don't be fooled, Journey. It's not as easy as she makes it look. Right, girls? Oh, look, I just pulled that up after gluing that down. All right, well, this might not work, but I'm going to see. We'll let that sit for a moment. All right, now the other gal that I watched that I have to find on my history, she took a tag. Of course, she had the heavier Timmy tags. So I guess the 110, if you have it, is really good to use. I didn't have it in white. Thanks, Marty. See, I never think to say that, to put in somebody's channel, but that's great. Okay. Now I'm going to sand my edges and take off my excess tissue. Now, she used the black and white tissue paper from Ranger. And she used the distressed crayons. Hey, Chris, good morning. Nice to see you. You're lurking? Are you working on anything or relaxing? Maybe you're working. Maybe you're at work. All right, let's see. So I really want all my edges to be glued down here, which I didn't really do a great job. Let's face it, I was rushing at the very least. So let's take a little bit of my glue. Prepping for your classes. Okay, cool. Oh, I thought that was, no, it's not up as much as I thought. You know, I had this nozzle off sitting, so, oh no, there comes some glue. Okay. I'm just doing a little reparo. All right, so now I'm going to hit this with my heat gun again, just because I want to try to flatten that out. Oh, Marty, you are on the trigger. Thank you, thank you. All right. Now, what this gal did was used her distress crayons to add color, you know, where she wanted it. And let's see, let's use something different on this one, color-wise. I've got, let's see, Seedless Preserve. I am a purple and green girl, for sure. All right, Rustic Wilderness. I know I have the glaze in this too. I don't want it to be a real dark. Oh, here we go. This is what I'm looking for. This is more my jam. Peeled paint. Oh, yeah. I love me some peeled paint. Oh, yes. Yes. Oh, look. Here's a Wink Costello. Let's get that out. And let's have a third. Let's have a third color. Let's use the Broken China. Broken China. All right. So now I'm going to do similar what I did with um, the other tag that we just worked on. My coffee is like so cold. My room is so chilly this morning. I need me a reheat. All right, and I've got my vintage. I got my vintage photo too. So I'm not sure how this is really going to move on the tissue paper. I mean, it moved okay on that one. So I'm just going to, wherever, just scribble a little bit of crayon here, there, and everywhere with these three colors. And I can always add more after the fact, right? And now the gal on the video that I will be sharing, she just smudged with her finger. But I'm liking the baby wipe. I'm liking more of a smudge. So I'm going to go in and do my purples. Of course, that's taken a lot of it off. I tend to be a bit heavy-handed, so I'm trying to use a lighter touch, and I'm just going. That blue is really light. Now I'm thinking, and I haven't tried it, of course, if you don't have distressed crayons, no worries. Do you have any watercolor? Or maybe you have some, I think acrylic, an acrylic wash would do, the same for you. Of course, when you're, hey, Sophia, good morning. Or good day. I should say good day because you're not on morning time either, right? Hi, Joni. Did I say hi to Joni? I think I saw Joni come in. She's listening while she's playing with a pom-pom maker. Oh, geez, I'm not good with gadgets. Yeah, I'm so down with the old way of making those. Yeah, I have one of those gadgets. It's laying in a box. I want a little bit more of this blue. Now that I've done it with the baby wipe, it's a little damp. That's a lot better. So like with the water paint, if you use watercolor, it's going to move once you put your liquid medium or whatever you choose to put on top. But, you're moving it anyway. So really, does that matter? If it matters to you, you have to rethink that, I guess. Look, I have another corner picked up. Let's re-glue. And at this point, after this, she uses glazes. So it's not like, you're going to have a lot of wet product all over the entire surface. I told this before. I had made a deal with Laura. She was known as the Jersey Crafter. I don't know. I'm not sure what she's going by now, but Laura Sullivan. She did amazing journal pages and stuff. And she wanted some of these. She had some, but she wanted some other colors. And I wanted one of her. She makes these fabulous chunky. Oh, it's right here. I'll show you. Gosh, what do you call it? Like a dangle. I keep all the things that I love, like right around me here where I work. Look what Laura made me. And she's like, well, I don't really sell them. And I'm like, well, what about a trade? So we traded because I had a couple of sets of these and I never used them. And I thought these were a waste of money. And so I traded with Laura. I was happy to do it. I'm thrilled with my dangle. Thank you, Laura. And So then I watched more of her videos, more of her lives when she was doing them at the time, and she started using these distress crayons like this and rubbing them around and using a paintbrush, and I'm like, "Oh my god." So I bought all new. That's how Lori rolls. Yep. So I love them, and I'm sure there's other ways to use them, but this is how I'm using them today. I know, right, Marnie? The dangle is gorgeous. All right, so I'm going to add some of my, now I can ink the edges too, but I'm going to add some of my, oh, look, I missed my green. Some of my vintage photo to the edges. Just give me a little more, and then I can come back in here, of course, and right. Now, the thing is I want to use my glazes again that I had out the other day on this, right? But now it's a little damp, and I don't want to take the chance that my glazes are just going to stick wherever. So I'm going to dry this again. I'm going to hit this again with the heat gun. And of course, I didn't pop my hole there. So heat gun. Yeah, you'd have to try the gelatos. I'm not sure. I would assume that they work the same way, Kathy, but give it a go. All right, so let's set that aside for just a second. And let's see. This is the one with the tea bag. Oh, that's really wet. Let's try. Let's hit this one a little bit. Hit it with the heat gun. Joni says, so is everyone letting me know that they don't want the pom pom gadget in Happy Meal? I just, I'm just, I'm just not brave enough to use it. That's my excuse for me. Same, like you should see me use my eyelid thing. Ask Marty, she'll tell you. It was a nightmare. I still don't know how to use it. There's Vanessa. Vanessa, do you find that they are similar in how they work, the gelato versus the distress crayon, or do they have unique properties unto themselves? Or do you think Kathy could do this with the gelato? Yes, Marty speaks the truth. I am gadget impaired for sure. Excellent, excellent. Okay. Oh, here we go. Kathy Arbor says water reactive oil pastels will also. Oh, thanks, Kathy. Okay. Water reactive oil pastels will also work too. So if you want to get this kind of a look, Big Mama Sandy Moore. Sandy, I don't know. Do I know you? It's so nice to meet you. If I have met you before, I'm so sorry. I don't remember. Did I just get here in time to dodge? Yes, you have dodged the pom pom bullet. Actually, I was thinking about making these cute, the cute gnomes that you put yarn around like a toilet tube or a, yeah, paper towel roll, and I was thinking, do they use a pom pom for the I don't know. I just thought, yeah, I don't know. I just like to wrap and do the wrap. Okay, Malaya said she bought a cheap gel crayon on Amazon and she really likes those. Okay, so that's something else you can look for, gel crayon. Um, And Nettie thinks that the distressed crayons are creamier than the gelato. That's good to know. Okay. You are? You're a subby that lurks? Oh, thank you for saying hi and coming in, Sandy. It's so nice to meet you. Thank you. I'm telling you, it was so frustrating when I was trying to do the I can't even think of the word, the eyelet maker thingy. Eyelet maker thingy. I just think mine's broken, Marty. I think mine's broken. I'm going with that. I'm going with that. Okay. All right. The tag with the tea bag on it's really looking rather sweet, actually. Okay. So I need a larger piece of paper or something underneath me to catch my um, my my glaze crumbs, because Lori doesn't want to waste her glaze, you know. All right. So Sandy and Barbara are making a connection. That's cool. All right, let's flip this over. Let's flip this over. So now I'm going to take some of my Timmy glazes, and I'm going to just hit or miss, you know, areas and put them on. So now on here I used broken china, which I don't have that in the glaze. I have the flamingo, kitsch flamingo. So I'm going to use that in some of, not all, but some of the pink areas. I'm going to use, I don't have the peeled paint. I almost pulled the trigger on the peeled paint the other day, but I did not. All right, I'm going to use the antique linen. I'm liking that in my, and I want something to kind of mimic, I don't really have well, I have that, I have the wilderness one. Speckled egg, I don't think I want that. I think I want my patina. Yeah, I have the wilderness green. So let's just see. Let's just see. And then I was also saying to Journey, I need to do another video because after I do this, I'm going to show you something else that I discovered, which you probably already know about. Oh yeah, King Art. I might have some of those King Art. I wonder what I do with those. And you like them? Okay, great. That's wonderful. All right. What other? Oh yeah. I was looking for patina. And I'm going to show you something else I discovered, which you probably all know already, but let's just do this first. That's if I remember. If I remember to show you. All right. So I'm going to use my embossing. I'm not using it as a dabber. I popped out my dabber. And I'm going to use this embossing fluid. You just need some kind of an ink or some kind of a fluid that your powder's going to stick to. So I'm going to go with my, maybe I will try to use just a small sheet of paper here underneath. So the areas where I put my lighter color, I'm going to put my antique linen. I'm opening up my liquid. And I'm just painting that on. Just a couple different spots wherever I think I might want some of that color. And then I'm going to just shake. The other day when I watched back my video where I did my glazes, and I thought, you nut, you're in there pinching and getting it all over your fingers. Why didn't you just... I know Gail was thinking it. Marty had to be thinking it. And I keep saying Timmy tap. He taps from the bottom up like this. And I think he does that so you get a nice coverage. And I don't do that either. All right. I'm going to put this back in my linen. Recap. And I'm going to bring this back down in front of me again, and I'm going to go with my kitsch. Now, you may not want to cover up all the areas that you did with the distress crayon. You may not want all of it to be embossed, so you just do what you want. So I'm going to emboss my rose. That's probably way too much liquid. And I'm going to do some on this rose. Now see, I got a pink area right there. I'm not going to emboss that. Just going to do, well, I guess they're not roses. That doesn't really look like a rose. That's all right. Paintbrush in my mouth. Oh yeah, I learned that too. Recapping is definitely important because I knock everything. I knock everything. And then I'm going to use a little bit of my salvaged patina where I have the some of the some of the china, broken china. Now you don't want to hit those other areas because you'll knock the powder off. Now you always, of course, have the option of embossing in between, but I'm embossing all at once. So I'm loading up my powders. I mean, and of course it doesn't dry super fast, but it does dry. So I don't feel like I'm getting any cross-contamination of the powders. And on something like this, if I do, so I live with it. I know, right, Sandy? You forget you have some of this stuff. Well, wait till I tell you what I was thinking about the other day. I don't know. I such a journey. I need to do a separate video, which I plan to do, but well, actually, I did do a video. I'm trying to learn how to use OBS, as some of you may remember, and that's open broadcasting system. So it's like a StreamYard, right? But StreamYard, they have a free version, but you also can pay. Anywho, and it's got a lot of things that you can do. You can do picture in picture, and oh my gosh, you can do all kinds of stuff. And you can flip from one thing to the other thing while you're, I mean, there's just so much you can do. My son-in-law encouraged me to take a look at it, which I had before, but got discouraged because I'm just not good at those kinds of things. Anyway, so I did a video and here what I did was I only have my camera. It's only this much of the screen, and the whole background of the screen is all the OBS stuff. I don't know. I don't know how I did it. So it's not good. It's not good. Can't put it up. I got to redo. But this morning I just couldn't deal with the OBS because I haven't used it for a few days. And if I don't use it for a few days, guess what, girls? Whoop, it's gone. All right, so I'm going to turn on my heat gun. I have my hotter setting, and I don't know if you can see this. As it starts to go, you'll see it start to glisten. You know what? I'm going to use my pincher because I, 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 I don't want to drop it while I'm doing this. So here we go. Heating up the heat gun. Here we go. I don't know. Can you see it? If I angle it, can you see it going? I don't know if you can. Oh my gosh. I'm loving that pitch flamingo for real. I like put some there. Now, can you tell? It really gives this is a background. You can see it, Sandy? Oh, good. Right? I mean, I love the glazes. Okay. And for certain things like the opaque embossing powders are great. If you want that bam, that wow, gold or bright white. And, they're wonderful too. But I would use those on very rare occasion. These, I'm thinking I can use these like all the time. But what if you don't have the budget for these? What if you have a project that you don't have the color and you're going to use it once and you'll be one and done and you don't want to put out the expense? Okay. Now, believe me, if I could, I would buy every Tim Holtz product that's out on the market because I love his taste. I love what he does with it. I just, you know, I'm a believer. All right. But it's also reality for me that I can't get every color that he's got. And then every month he comes out with a new color. So I was thinking, how can I replicate this and not use his powder, not use his glaze? Well, Lori has in her stash something called. Oh, I better cap this up while I'm yammering. Lori has in her stash. Well, she did have in her stash if she can find it. Oh, there it is. Oh, that's wrong. I still have them out. I have two clear products. I've got a Ranger super fine embossing powder, clear. Sandy's a believer too. And then I have an Inkadoo. Is that what it is? Inkadoo, I think it is. It's very fine, very little print. And I think it says Inkadoo. And this is transparent clear. This does not. Then I saw Timmy's face and I'm a believer. My gosh, is he cute or what? I mean, I could just, smooch those little cheeks. Anyway, all right, before we move on, this tag is not done. The gal that I watched, and if you watch the video when I put it up in my description box, you'll see she had butterflies. And what time is it? It's 10:30. Oh, I got plenty of time. We might come back to this. And I'll add other things to this and make it like, a real tag. Okay, this is just like background stuff. But I want to show you this because, and I'm going to try to do a separate video. Look how much this is curled. Yeah, this one, I think this will work good. I can trim off the bottom. All right, so let me sand off my edges. Well, Barbara, I would do it on his face cheeks, on the little kiss on the right and the little kiss on the left. I might even just get him right on the nose. I think he's adorable. Barbara. Barbara, Barbara. I know some of you girls are not old enough. And some of you, I'm sure, are. But like, you know, when you go to, okay, say like you go to the guy that does the doctor that does what's he, a gastro guy, and he does that. Hey, is Riri here? Good morning, Riri. He does the colonoscopies, you know, when you're sitting in his office and he's telling you what he's going to do during the procedure, and he's talking about poop, and you know, you got to go through all these things as you get older, and you're sitting there thinking, oh my gosh. See, for me, it used to be, I'm old enough to be his mother. Now it's, oh my gosh, I'm old enough to be his grandmother, you know? Ugh. I guess Timmy's probably not as young as I think he is, but it would be a grandmotherly smooch on his little cheek. All right, so I apologize for that annoying noise. All right, so now I'm going to take my heat gun and I'm going to flatten this baby back out. Now, I was working the other day with Tim's layers and engraving, which has a glossy surface, okay? This does not. This is a flat matte surface. So let me get out where is my little envelope with my little, so this is what I was working with. Oh, there it is. This is what I was working with the other day. All these different images that you get in these packages. And this has, it might not be a high gloss, might be a semi-gloss, but they're slick, okay? They're slick. They're not only slick, but they're slick. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I know, even the ball players. I mean, some of these ball players, okay, they look like they're 12 and 13 years old, getting up to, whatever. Okay, so these are what we did the other day with the glazes and those Timmy engravings. Now, I did this after the stream, but we did this fish. See, that's with the glazes. And then I did this one off screen. And then I did, you know how it's got that, what do they call it? Cartoon or color book cutout where you have the little white edge. Sometimes I like it, sometimes I don't, depends. And then I put the antique linen behind there, right? But then I did this one. Like, can you really tell a difference? Except I don't think Tim has purple. I did this one. And I did it with clear embossing powder. Now, because it's a slick surface and because I wanted to blend my hydrangea colors, I used alcohol ink. And of course, I can move that around. I put my color on. I put a paintbrush in regular alcohol, and I could move this color, and it blended. And it did that because it's not a matte surface, and the alcohol didn't suck into the paper, I'm assuming, so I could move it. I tried it again on cardstock, didn't have that kind of success because, of course, the alcohol sucked in. You remember 48? I don't remember none of that jazz. Oh my gosh, no. Timmy is 48. He's a young'un. Well, at least I know I'm not old enough to be his grandmother. Let's help. My babies are younger than that. Okay. So when I was testing that and trying to do it, I tried the super fine clear, but I found that I had to do 2 layers of that to get the same kind of sheen or look as this. I also tried a wash of, you know what else I tried? I tried, okay, I'm going to tell you everything. I tried the back of greeting cards because I wanted like a slippery surface that kind of mimicked what those engravings were. And even with my Stays On ink, I had a hard time getting the ink to dry. I think I threw out all the things I tried on that slick surface. So I got to rethink that before I would do a standalone video. But I thought for today I might try it, not using alcohol markers, but try something else underneath here to get some different colors and just use the clear Inkadoo Distress, not Distress, Inkadoo transparent embossing powder, which it's transparent. So basically it's a glaze. Is it not? Is it not? All right, so what am I going to use? I don't just want patches of color. I want it to blend. So I think I'm going to use of course, if you have Inktense watercolors, they would work, right? If you don't want it to move after you put it where you put it. Would they not? Let's see, what colors do I have here? This is a Jane Davenport. Let's use these. Let's use these just because I have them here. They're handy dandy. And I'm going to take my spritzer and just spritz all these colors, soften them up a bit. Now, this is something I would suggest to Jane, and I don't think Jane is ever going to watch one of my videos, but Xandra could tell her. So these are great little tins, and she's got the little thing on the back where you could put your finger, you know, you take it out, it's like a palette, and she gives you the little sheet of paper, you know, where you can mark all the colors. But you know what, in reality, you're not going to take that with you when you go use this somewhere, and I have no idea, it's not marked anywhere what this palette's name is. And I think very easily here, Miss Jane, you could put the name of this palette right here, would be very helpful for me. So all I can tell you is this is the Jane Davenport Gold Tin. So I have no idea what these colors are. I have my swatch somewhere else. I have my swatch elsewhere. So I'm going to take some of this color and I'm going to just paint it on this tag that we put the tissue paper on. And let's see, we've got a lovely red here. Oh, that's quite intense. So I'm going to just start coloring some color here. This is just going to be a little sample of what's what. See, now I can move this because it's watercolor. And I'm not going to have a hard edge. What is Barbara doing? The cable guy expected one day when the doorbell rang, there was a 12-year-old. I should probably not read this out now. My door with a cardboard box thought the kid was selling chocolates. I think life with Barbara would be a blast. All right, so then I've got some nice golden yellow color here. Oh, lovely. Let's just run that all in through here. Look, now I've got some, it's running into each other. That's lovely, right? Now, some of this I'm not going to hit with the glazing powder. I'm just going to do portions of it. I don't think I want, let's see, maybe some of this rusty color. I don't think I want blue. Boy, they're kind of similar. Well, the palette's supposed to work together, isn't it? So let's do that. And let's put some of this brown color down here. I'm going to put this down here. I'm not liking that so much now that I put it on there. I'm going to take my paper towel and blot some of that. Oh, I can blot it right off because I got my... Okay, that looks better to me. So do you see where I'm going here, girls? This is a test of the Pink Girly channel. Marty says, Joni, all I can say is don't blink because it'll be 68 before you wipe your nose. Are we talking degrees? Are we talking age? Because I'm past that nose wipe. Barbara says she's 28 plus shipping and handling. One time I was in a stream and the girls were talking about how old they were. And I guess I was fairly new at the time to hopping in on different streams. And I said, oh, I'm 33. Put that in, waited a few seconds, and then put it in again ×2. Yeah, everybody was thinking, oh, that Lori is younger than I thought she was. Yeah, well, she's an old chick. All right, so I need to hit the heat gun on here because I've got puddles of color, which is okay with me, but age, not degrees. Yeah, I'm past the 68 nose wipe. I can't tell you how many times my husband and I look at each other and say, how did we get this old? I mean, my bones and my body feels it's old, but my brain doesn't, you know. So I guess that's a good thing. All right, so I just put down I cut my tag, I put down my Holtz Ranger tissue paper, glued it on, and now, so I've decided I want these colors on this tag, but I don't have embossing powders, glazes, to match these colors. So I've just put down some watercolor, Jane Davenport watercolor. All right. And I normally not necessarily would want this real white, but this is just for an experiment purposes. Okay. So now I'm going to get my glazing fluid again. And I'm trying to stay clear of using any Timmy products. Of course, the tissue paper is a Timmy product. Yeah. I mean, these are so great because they're small little venues or scenarios, you know, where you don't have a big page. Although I was thinking about a big page scenario with this, which I might have time to do that because, see, I came on early, right? Lena's coming on at 12 Eastern, so might have time. So I don't want to emboss this whole area. I just don't. I don't need to. I just want, you know, a couple of spots. So I'm going to put my little paper underneath. I'm going to take my little brush I was using for my embossing fluid. And I'm just going to, wherever. I'm going to put a little shimmery shiny there and a little shimmery shiny here and a little shimmery shiny down here. That's all I'm going to do. Recap. And I'm going to take my Inkadoo transparent. Now this, I looked up, I think they're getting anywhere from $6 to $8 for one of these little things. Now, I will say that I really think Ranger has it with the open, wide mouth little jars, because when you want to put this powder back in this here little container, it can be tricky. And these knock over real easy. So you definitely want to recap. You want to recap it. Right? So there we got it. Now, any of us that follow Tim Holtz, and I'm not, you know what, I'm really not a groupie. I don't hang on every word. I don't watch every time he's on. But I do appreciate his mind and the way it works, and his creativity is just, for the things that I like to do, I think he's amazing. But I also know reality is all of us can't afford or need a big honking jar like this of embossing glaze. And if you're careful with it, you put it back in the jar. This is a lifetime supply, okay? Maybe you don't want a lifetime supply. I'm just saying. So here, now I have my tag. I'm going to hold it with my clip, and I'm going to get my tool, my heating tool. Heat it up. Ah! There we go. And here we have it. Now, girls, I'm telling you. Okay, Journey, thanks for being here. Have a great day. It's no different. It's no different. Look, it's no different. Hey, Janet, good morning. It's no different. This over here, this watered down Jane Davenport red or whatever, it's very close to this kitsch. Actually, this probably looks like Tim's saltwater taffy or whatever. All right, Kathy. Oh my God. God bless you, Kathy. I could not do work like that anymore. I mean, his products are fabulous, okay? They work, they do what he says they do, and I am very happy to have what I have. But for those of us, like I've had this Inkadoo stuff in my stash. Okay, I'm in this house 10 years. I brought this with me. Who knows when I bought this? Now, I will say, when I tried it before and I used the fine, I have this, I don't know why I bought this super fine clear. You still get, the embossing glaze look, but it's not as shimmery or nice. It's subdued. So I did a second layer. But if you've got clear, now you can't use the regular white, you know, because that's opaque. You need a clear embossing powder. But you can buy one of these Inkadoo things for $7 or $8, right? I don't do a lot of embossing, okay? So, I mean, still got a ton in there. I'm just saying. And then if you have a project that is a color that, you know, you don't have of Tim's or whatever. Hey, Pam, this could work, right? So just try it. I'm saying, sorry, Timmy, but I'm just saying it works. And to me, really, you can't tell the difference. So then I was thinking, what if, okay, so say you're not into tags so much and you want to do a journal page, we could probably do a journal page with the same technique, could we not? So I haven't really thought about that. Just briefly, oh, I forgot this one. Let's look at this one first before I go on another rabbit trail. Okay, so this is still really quite damp. Let me hit it again. Now I'll do more to these tags, okay, to jazz them up. This time it was just, you know, for the underneath base building of a tag. So this one we use the same kind of process. I put down some Tim Holtz tissue paper. This one was not black and white like here. Okay, Janet says she's going to be right back. Alrighty. And I don't cut so straight. And even when I'm cutting off overhang like this, once this dries up and you can sand it with an emery board, I know it might be an annoying sound, but just a couple of seconds. This really takes it off really nicely. But look, girls, this looks cute, right? So you can see the color underneath. You can't really see those additional colors that I added, but I'm thinking we could add more on top. You know, a lot of the art that we do is layer, 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 layer. Ooh! I'm so sorry, Uncle Albert. I'm so sorry if I've caused you any pain. Now, don't throw this out. Keep it. Keep it. Okay, so you could really ink up the edges. Let's try. I've got my inker here. Pam, I'm assuming you're back from taking the kids to school, or do you still have that to do? I forget what time zone Pammy might be in. See, so you can deepen up those edges. Now, let's just say, we wanted to maybe bring out some of these colors a little bit. And let's see, let's do another experiment. And Janet is back. Hello, hello. Okay, what did I do with my crayons? Let's pull back out those crayons. I think I want to use the, I really like that color. I don't think we're going to see that one too much. Oh, here's a real yellow. What is this one? Fossilized amber. They come in a kit. I guess you can buy these separate, but they come in packs of like, what, 6 to 8 or something. So you get what you get. So let's add on top now, on top of the tea bag. We'll add some color. Fossilized amber. Let's see what this does. Probably not too much. And this is the dried marigold, which really is, it kind of looks peachy. But I don't think I'm going to see that too much either. And let's get another baby wipe. And let's smush. Now you probably can't tell, but you know what? I can tell, but look at that. Fossilized amber. That's a cool color, huh? Nice. Ooh, yeah, that's nice. Ooh, yeah. Isn't it great when you admire your own work? Okay, so that pops out the color a little bit. All right, all right. So let's dry this up a little bit, because the same thing, I don't want my powder. I'm going to hit this with a little bit of embossing glaze. And I'm drying in the back really so it. Oh, thank you, Sophia. Yeah, just tell me what stuff you have. You know, and you can wrap washi tape around the edges. You know, this is just like your base that you're going to build your tag from, you know. So let's use, I'm going to use my super fine on this one, just so you can, hopefully you'll be able to see the difference. So let me get this out. Again, I'm going to clean off and dry off my brush. And, yeah, I'm going to do a little bit down here in this corner. And this is all just judgment call. You know, everybody's got their own taste, their own style. Do what looks good to you. It's your project, right? I'll put some here, and I'm going to put some up here. Recap. Bye, Marty. Thank you. Thank you so much, Marty. All right. So I'm just going to tap on some of this super fine. Now, this is a Ranger product. Super fine, clear embossing powder. All right, what's Barbara saying? About a year ago, my husband took time off work, and one day we went grocery shopping. You should have seen his face when he turned into the baby aisle, and I threw wipes in the car. Did you have to get some paddles to restart his heart? All right, so where's my little clip? I'm going to hold it with my clip. And let's emboss. He's gone. Hey, Lena. Lena, you coming on, hon, in about an hour or so? All right. I forget where I came from. going over the whole tag because I don't remember where I painted. So, all right, so can you tell? I'm trying to, or maybe right there you can see. So it's just a little more muted than this was with the Inkadoo clear embossing powder. And this is a super fine. It's just, this is just a little more subdued than the clear. But see, then I can, like I pulled some stuff out here. You know, you can add stuff on top. Flowers, of course, you'd put some kind of fiber out the top. You know, I could glue on one of these, you know, just do other stuff. So this is just an idea for the base of tags. Where's that other? Oh, here it is. And then this one, more colorful. So what if we take this idea of the tissue paper and then using the embossing glazes or embossing powder on top of your tissue paper with either your distressed crayons or watercolor or, you know, whatever you might choose, alcohol markers. Maybe you're good with alcohol markers. You don't mind a line, you know, and or you know how to use them and fade them out. I like things that are faded out, but everybody's taste is different. So, as Tim would say, you do you. So, what if we take a journal page and do the same thing? Well, I didn't eat my whole breakfast, girls. All right, so let's keep those out. And let's see if Lori can find a journal that I can do a page in. Okay, let's just grab this one. Let's see what's what in this journal. Now, this is ad lib, guys, so don't judge me. Don't judge me. All right, what do I have stuck in here? Look, Miss Peggy sent me these goodies. Look at that. I've got this all ideas and things that I can put in this journal. All right, so let me put this stuff aside. I don't want to lose that. All right, now I want to find, I think, some heavier paper that I can use. That might be kind of cool. Looks like I've been putting stuff in here that I like. Oh, that's a plain. That might work. Let's do that plain side. I guess I was going to put that there. Some of my watercolor stuff. All right, let me see. Let me try to get some room here. Put some of this stuff back where it's supposed to, or at least out of my. All right, so now I want to pick. I want to put something under here to kind of protect my underneath page. So let me do that. This big old coffee mug's in the way. So I'm going to do basically what we did earlier. Lori needs to find a new landing spot for her coffee mug. All right. So I know I always tend to work on white paper, which the camera's probably going, whoa, whoa, whoa. All right. So what do I have here? I have the entomology. That was the one with the bugs. That's kind of cool. And this is the flowers. Let's do the bugs. Let's do bugs. All right, so I'm going to go this way. And I'm just going to tear off a bit of my tissue. And the first thing I'm going to do is glue this down with my medium. And I'm going to use the Golden Matte Medium. More of a waddle than a walk, more of a waddle than a walk, more of a waddle than a walk. Okay, let's get this jazz out the way. And I'm going to get my glue brush and take out all my extra water. And I'm just gonna uncap my that's probably way too much, but all right, so I'm gonna move this Golden Matte Medium around to use it as a glue. And it's not too much. I could have used a little more, actually. Used a little more. Let's add a little more. Just a little bit. Do. Just a little bit. Do. Just a little bit of whatever. Whatever. Lena and Kathy Arbor, are you going to do that, do again what you did where you were drawing a continual page or something? I forget what you called it, but I was looking in my sketchbook the other day and I had it marked Kathy and Lena's stream. I love the page I did. It's not really sticking more. I was wondering if you guys are going to do that again. What did you call it? It was like 10 hours and 2 streams or something like that. It was fabulous. Okay. This is really wet. There you go. Oh gosh, 10-hour sketchbook challenge. Yes, that was so great. Talk about seeing how minds work. Those two, Kathy and Lena. It got a little crooked there, but you know what? It's going to stay the way it is. So I had mentioned before that I joined this academy to learn how to use my color pencils. So I had, before I joined the academy, I signed up for a workshop. So tomorrow it's here. The workshop is here. It's the 22nd, but it's UK time. So I have to be up at like 4:30 and get ready. Okay, Barb, enjoy your waddle. Thank you for being here. And 5 o'clock it starts. Boy. Because of the time difference. So I have to go to bed early tonight. Okay, I don't have anybody here now to put in a link. I don't, unless Carol's still here. Carol, are you still here? I know, it is early. But if I go to bed a decent hour, it'll be fine. Miss Lena is Miss Lennox 2010. Right there, you can see her chatting on her screen. That's her YouTube channel name. So if you just type that in YouTube search bar, you'll find her. And Kathy Arbor is her name. It's the name of her channel. Kathy with a K, Arbor, Dana. And I think they streamed from Kathy's channel. So if you go and you find Kathy Arbor, and then once you get to her channel page, there's a search window. I think it's not at the very, very top, but maybe down about an inch on your screen if you're on a PC, and it says search. You can search Kathy's channel, and I think if you put in sketchbook challenge, or you put in something like 10 hours, or maybe if you put in Lena, you might pop up easy for you. I forget what they actually called it. Sometimes the search engines, get very persnickety, and it has to be perfect. But if Kathy's still here, she might have it like on her playlist, or could tell you, where it's located. But it's really a good watch for sure. Okay, I'm going to use my heat gun and dry this page. So all I did was take a page in my journal, and I'm building off of the idea of doing those tags. So you found it? Excellent. I think you'll enjoy it. So I'm just going to dry this up, right up. This is the only downside in doing something like that. Isn't that funny? That's not really sticking. It's not really sticking. I have glue all over my fingers. Oh, that whole bottom of that page is not sticking. Isn't that annoying? Okay, so you want to know what my life is like, girls? Life with the elderly. I owe Happy Mail to Lena, and I owe Happy Mail to Janet Nash. And they've been waiting quite a while. But I put in my notes on the package that Mr. COVID came to visit for a little bit. So I just have been down and out. Just, you know what? I really didn't feel that bad except for a headache. I mean, the headache is, I just didn't feel like doing anything. My head hurts so bad. I still have a little bit of a headache. And I don't want to get talking about health things. It's not why I'm saying that. What I'm saying is, because it's international mail, I couldn't just pop it in my mailbox. I want to go to the post office and see, how to send it properly and make sure it's going to get there. So I just haven't been out. I have not been out. So my husband said to me earlier in the week, what if Thursday, we had to go do some banking stuff. What if Thursday we go do the banking, we'll go have lunch, run some errands. I said, that'd be great. I said, I have to stop at the post office. Well, I wanted to stop at the post office and then go do the other things. Well, husbands, I don't know. They know best. Do they not? He said, well, let's go have lunch first, and then we can do our other things. And, we'll swing back around and we'll go to the post office. I said, I have to go to the post office. I said, these girls have been waiting forever. They want stuff on my channel, and I need to get it in the mail. I mean, they're ready. They're ready. I just need to take them to the post office. The post office is less than 5 minutes from here. Okay. So I said, all right. So we go have lunch, and then this turns into that. This turns into this. And we do my husband does grocery shopping for our neighbor who's 93 and really can't get out anymore. I drop him off at our neighbor's with the groceries. I pull into our driveway, and what do I say to myself? Oh my gosh, the post office. We didn't go to the stinking post office. By that time, my head hurt so bad, So he's walking up the sidewalk. I'm unloading the car. I said, "What was the one thing I wanted to do today?" He said, "We didn't go to the post office." Okay. Life with the elderly is exhausting. So, Mr. I have better plans than you do was just headed out to run some errands. I said, "Take my mail to the post office." So hopefully it's going to go today, girls. And he doesn't forget again. Oi, oi. Kathy Arbor. Kathy, we were just saying that I was just asking if you and Lena were going to do another sketch challenge. And Dana was asking where she could find the original. So I didn't know if you had it in the playlist. She found, I think she found, maybe she found the exact one. Maybe Dana's, Dana's pretty slick. She probably was okay and found it. But I just really enjoyed it. I was saying I was looking through my sketchbook, and I liked what I did while you girls were doing that challenge. Okay, so this is drying up. Okay. Now this is a digital that I printed out. I purchased from somebody, printed out and put in here. So the back side was just plain white computer paper that you put in the printer, right? So I'm not sure my sanding technique, how well that's going to work with that. But it's still a little dampish. And even if it doesn't tear exactly right, I'm really kind of okay with that. But oh, that's still really wet down there. But for the sake of the, my stream and having this look, all nicey nice, I'm gonna trim, see if I can trim that up a little bit. Let's just hold it under so it looks nice. So now I'm going to do what I did earlier. Of course, that's really damp. As she just continues. Ooh, what are we having, Kath? What are we having? I love the slow cooker. My husband doesn't mind cooking. He kind of enjoys it, although he cooks, just plain stuff, which is fine. It's fine. I'm lazy. I'm getting to the point where a bowl of cereal will work for me, okay? But I do love the slow cooker because if I feel like having anything different, just throw it in there. Speaking of the post, you're headed there too, Joni? I just can't believe it. It never even occurred to me when we, pulled into our development. I could have turned right around and went to the post office then. Never even occurred to me until I pulled in a stinking driveway. Yeah, the slow cooker's great because, I can just put it in there. I don't have to think about it. I can go on with my day, do whatever I want. And then dinner time, it's ready. Okay, so I've got bugs here. And I want to add some of my distressed crayon stuff because I really do like them. So I'm going to do some peeled paint because I love it. And I'm going to use this here rusty hinge because it's more like antique gold color there. And I'm trying to stay maybe with 3 different colors, with the exception of what I might put. I might put the vintage photo because it's kind of like inking my edges if I put vintage photo around the edge. So I want one more color, and I think I'm going to go with I'm just leaning towards, maybe it's because we're getting into fall, the crackling campfire. I mean, really, the names alone are to die for. Okay, just saying. Just saying. All right, so I'm going to scribble some color. And this here is my crackling campfire. Maybe I'll make that, put that in the butterfly. Crackling, crackling, crackling. Put some over here. I'll put some under this wing. Green is my all-time favorite color. Like forever. Like forever. Maybe I'll put these wingies here. I'll make those the peeled paint. I love that peeled paint. It's the peeled paint's like a yellow green. And then this here rusty hinge. Unless this looks more red once you put it down, but this really looks. Oh, it does. Look at that. That is an antique gold color to me. But oh, let me do it up here. Can you see? Look, it's orange. Ew, sneaky little dudes. All right, now I'm going to go around the edge with my vintage photo, and maybe I'll scribble a little vintage in there. Let's see. All right, do I have a baby wipe that's, yep, this is still plenty damp. So I'm just gonna smush and blend my colors together. And just smush them out just however I like. Now I have found when I use these distressed crayons, if when I'm rubbing them on I use too much pressure, a lot of times I have a hard time getting the scribble marks to work out. But this is working well, and this might be because I have yes, that's exactly why everyone swatches. You got that right, Janet. The matte medium underneath, I guess this is why this is, you know, really moving pretty nice for me. And I'm not getting those squiggle lines. Oh my gosh, I just love that peeled paint. Can you guys see this okay? So this is basically, you know, the same thing I did on the tags. I put down my tissue paper. This happened to be black and white, right? Put my crayon. I'm going to dry this. It's a heat gun kind of day. How am I on time? 11:30, okay. Because Lena should be coming on at 12. All right, now I am going, now this is going to be tricky because I'm going to put some embossing powders on here. And I do have, I think one of these red, I have the rusty hinge. I'm just thinking about shaking it off. All right, I have the crackling campfire. And let's use, I'm not going to use the brick. let's use the antique linen. And I'm going to use my the wilderness one. It's a green. I know I had it out. There he is. Let's use those three. All right. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to shake on a little bit. So Kathy's having back pork shoulder roast. Nice. Do you put anything on that, Kath? Like I know you have to put liquid in there, but do you put like just a vegetable broth or chicken broth or something? Or do you put in like will it be like listen to me, like I'm all about food, okay? Will it be like a pulled pork when it's done? Like are you gonna put like, like a barbecue sauce thing in here? I'm just curious. Can you tell it's getting to be lunchtime for me? I'm getting hungry. Okay, so I'm going to use these three colors, and I am going to pinch this time. Just put a little bit on so I don't use a lot of my product. And then I'm going to tap it off onto this paper, and then I'll throw that in my little jar where I have different colors. And sometime I'll use that to when I'm doing like something to try to get like a grungy metally kind of a look. I can use up this mixture stuff. So that's the plan. So I want to uncap and have these where I can pinch and grab, pinch and go, pinch and go. And then I'll get my little brush out and paint on my. All right. Grab my little brush, and I'm going to take off my extra moisture, get my embossing fluid. And let's see, let's put some here where I have this lovely peel paint. I'm going to put some on the, I don't know if I rubbed, did I rub the bottom of those? I don't think I rubbed those bottom wings. I'm going to put some on those top wings. And let's see. Oh, I don't know, girls. I'm just putting it here, there, and everywhere. And I'm going to use a little bit of this linen here. I'll clean off my fingers. This is the wilderness. Oh, wait a minute. Kat's telling us what she's added to her pot. She added onion, garlic. Ooh, Old Bay. Oh, that sounds yummy, Kathy. All right, Kathy's place for dinner. All right, here we go. Where did I put this other? Oh, yeah, on the wings. Put some of this on the wings, and then I've got some right here. All right, now, of course, because I'm doing it this way, and I'm mostly doing it this way because it's in my journal, and I don't feel like tipping the page and knocking off the stuff and putting on another color and tipping the page, just, I might do that if I'm just sitting here messing, but on the stream, I'm not going to do that. So I'm going to take my whole journal page and knock off that excess, hopefully. I can't tell. Well, now it looks like I've got maybe some residual powder there that I really don't want there. So I'm going to, I guess I'm going to brush and clean those areas. The rest of it, I think it looks half decent. Okay. Now, a place to sit this for a moment. So, you know, all these little bits here. You could just dump this, okay? That's up to you. That's a personal thing. But I like to save all my crumbs. All my crumbs. So I've got my little jar that I'm saving all my different colors. Now, I tried to find a video that I watched of Tim Holtz where he was using his Impresslets 3D. There's like a 3D embossing thing. Oh my gosh. And I have the heart and I have the butterfly. But I can't find it. I don't remember totally what he did. I haven't been able to re-find it, but there's a couple of girls that do something similar, and then you like paint it like a light teal blue aqua color, and then you put on some gold and you wipe that off, and then you sprinkle like a mixture of, you know, whatever you have laying around of your embossing glazes. Oh my gosh, it looks so grunged. It's so cool. All right, so now I'm going to hit this with the heat gun. Over here I put some of that antique linen. Okay, that looks kind of cool. So see, we did it on tags because that's how I was inspired watching a gal do it on a tag. But see, that looks cool on a journal page, right? And then I had pulled out some other stuff that I thought I was just going to maybe use, but I can use it on my journal page. And let's see, how am I on time? I think I'm getting ready to wind down here. I like this number 3. So I think I might add that on. And then I pulled out some, see, I just pulled out a couple of the paper dolls, but he looks more like he would work with this type of a scenario here. I have no problems cutting off his legs if I need to. All right. And then, see, I think this is cool, but this is really, it's not like, it's not, chipboard. I couldn't think of the word chipboard. It's not chipboard. It's like cardstock, but sometimes these are kind of thick, even still, and I might like it a little thinner. So sometimes, now I don't know if I'll have any luck with this, I like roll the edges and I try to peel off that back paper. See how you can get that to separate? Especially if you're doing like a tag, or see, those tags were so thin because I was using a thinner cardstock. So something like this for me, it's just a little too thick. And some paper does it a little easier than others. But I'm always rolling paper. And then you can get it to peel. And then I just like the way it sticks down better. Oh, look, that end I got good. Look. Yeah, baby. Of course, I want it to go the other way because I think I want to put that here. I know, I'm weird. I can't help it. I can't help it. Now, I'm not going to glue these down now because I'm going to get going. But I'm going to ink that because I don't like the white stuff. I like it to look grungy. And overlap, I like to overlap. See, this is more of a, some of these are stickers, but this one's not. See, this is real thick too. And see, I'm just not, sometimes you want it to be thick and other times you just don't. And on this page, I just don't want it to be that thick. So see, I can peel that off and that's going to glue down a lot nicer for me. So I think I'm going to glue this stuff here. And then I always like to add, you know, other jazz. Like maybe a piece of, I don't have a piece of it sitting right here, I don't think. A piece of, fabric. See, now this is a bag of stuff. Rocking and rolling. Keep those papers rolling. Rolling, rolling, rolling. Keep those papers rolling. Thank you. Thank you, Janet. These are that when you tear apart a book, Pam, cover your ears, and you pull off the back part of the book, you know, the spine, it's got all this paper, and then at the top, you know, it's got that little bit of fabric. That's yummy. So I'm going to glue that on there. And I need a little piece of, look, see, here's a little piece of fabric. See, this is why you save all this jazz, right? Look, this even has fuzzy stuff on it. Let's get rid of that fuzziness. And let's see, I don't think I want a triangle piece. So let me grab some scissors and I'm just going to take a little snip of that. So it's almost like building a cluster, kind of, you know, on your page somewhere. And I'll glue all this stuff down later. And if I can, I like to fray my edges. So I like to pull all those threads. So, and I'll put that there. Of course, it's in a journal, so I'm trying to keep it a little flat rather than like, you know, putting a button or any of that stuff on here. I might put this on the edge. I'm going to incorporate that somehow, I think. So anyway, a couple ideas for you. I hope you enjoyed the stream. I enjoyed doing it and working through some stuff. Oh, Kathy says after that cooks, it's almost cooked, she adds a barbecue sauce and a little maple syrup. Nice. Sounds yummy for sure. So I'm going to get out of here. So you can, if you'd like to watch Lena, she's coming on around 12 Eastern. So that's probably in about 20 minutes or so. So, you know, if you need a potty break or grab something to eat or a little snackaroonie and you can join her, that'd be great. Thanks for being here. I appreciate my mods for being here and helping earlier. Don't forget if you want to look back in the chat after this populates and gets on my channel. You know, we talked about different Etsy shops and stuff. So there's some links in there. Journey's shop. I think Dana may have a shop. Carol has a shop, you know, and all that, you know, check those things out, right? Like them, share them. That'd be great for those gals. All right. Okay. So Pam is not opposed to tear. I know it's just difficult for her, and that's okay. She bought a book with cute pictures, science, nature, animals, and oh, that would be fun to take apart. Yeah. She's tearing out those pages. All right, Pam. Okay, so take care, everyone. I'll see you again, hopefully Sunday morning. So Lena's coming on, and then I'm assuming that Mary will be on later tonight. I'll be watching a ball game. Go Phils, go Phils. All right. Okay, everyone take care. I'll see y'all soon. Thanks for joining me. and have a great rest of your Friday. Thanks again for being here. I love you. Bye-bye.